So I just talked about the first tool that I like, the spot heating brush, and the second one I use a lot is the clone stamp tool. So this one is going to copy the pixels from one location and then exactly paste it to the destination. So it's similar as the heating brush, but it's like more manual than automatic. So let me show you what it means. I want to fix this shadow here. So let me make the brush a little bigger. Okay, I'm okay with this size. And I will hold the Alt key on the keyboard again to pick the source. So I want to pick some pixels from this part here because it has the border between the shadow and the wall. So I will copy some pixels from here and paste it all the way down here. So I'll hold the Alt key here and then I'm on the wrong tool. The clone stamp tool, let me make it a little bigger. Hold Alt key to pick the source, and you can see the source is kind of already in the middle of my brush, and then I can paste it way down. But let me adjust the flow. Let me make the flow a little smaller so that I can decide how strong I want it to be. Okay, probably like that. That's part of the shadow fix. And let me pick from here again and kind of slowly go down. So as you can see, the cross is moving down. It's going down as my mouse goes down. So it's automatically picking up the pixels downwards. So this shadow line is like roughly fixed. We can pick some dark blue color in the shadow a little bit and kind of go over this part here. But it will also has some problems. As you can see here, there are 4 like similar patterns here. That is because I copied 4 times from the same location. So try to pick different sources as you move on so that it will not look like repetitive. There is no like obvious patterns around. Okay, I think that kind of fixed the shadow issue. Sometimes after it is roughly fixed, I will go back to the spot heating brush and then let the technology do something more for me. So I think it kind of looks more natural after I go over it with the spot heating brush. Now let's talk a little bit more about the clone stamp tool. So the brush, it has the hardness as a normal brush, and it has the opacity and flow. So we can see the difference, and let me show you the difference. If I make the hardness 100% and maybe the flow 100%, and for example, I pick from this destination and paste it here, and as you can see, it is copying exactly what it is from the destination, and the edge is hard and the flow is 100%. So it will be the full color just by pressing it once. But this type of brush is too strong. It's not natural, especially when you are fixing things. So I don't use that offsetting a lot. I usually make the brush kind of softer. So let's see what the result like when the brush is softer. So the edge is not that obvious. So sometimes it will look more natural this way. And if you adjust the flow or opacity to a smaller value like that, it will be even more natural. You can slowly build up the color by going back and forth here many times. And let me talk about the source of the clone stamp. Let me go back to the original picture, not the original picture. Okay, the one without the shadow fixed. So if I want to copy the shadow down and move it to this part, I picked a source from here, and then I move my brush down and paint it. But here I'm making very small strokes like that, and I cannot move too far away, because if I move far away to here, actually the door was copied. That is not something I want. So I need to be very careful about when to repick the source again. So here, let me try again. Pick up the source from here and then make small steps. And here you can see the cross on the top. It's kind of going back to the door again, and that means we need to repick the source. So let's repick this blue area and go over there, so it will not go to the door again. So let me pick from here, and then maybe we can cover there. And don't move further to the right, because it will like pick that door from the top. Okay? Remember to make very small steps and always change your target, not target, change your source constantly when you move down, like this. So let me repeat this process. So pick from this part and then paint here, and then kind of pick again and paint here. Okay, I think the result this time is better than last time. Let me repeat the process on this window. So I want to use the spot heating brush to roughly remove this window. So I think it did a good job, but here is actually a line, and the texture on the bottom and the top are different, but it's not showing there. It's kind of all mixed together. So we are going to go back to the clone stamp, and this time I want to make it a little bigger, and hold the Alt key from here, and then I will paint over here to show that, to repeat that texture. Okay, yeah, this one is much easier than this shadow.